There are moments in life when everything you build seems to collapse around you. When the pain is so real, so heavy, so suffocating that you can barely breathe. When you look at the sky and ask the only question that rises from the depths of your soul, "Why, God, why is this happening to me?" And the silence that follows feels like abandonment. I want to speak to you in that silence. I want you to hear my voice precisely in the place where you feel most alone. Because the truth is, I have never been closer to you than in your moments of deepest pain. You did not choose this suffering. You did not wake up one morning and decide to carry this burden. It came upon you, perhaps suddenly, like a storm that gave no warning, perhaps slowly, like a weight added piece by piece until one day you realized you could no longer stand upright. Perhaps it came through the loss of someone you loved, perhaps through betrayal by someone you trusted completely, perhaps through illness, through failure, through a dream that crumbled to dust in your hands. And in the middle of it all, you asked yourself the most human question there is: where is God in all of this? I am here. I have always been here. Not distant, not indifferent, not unaware of what you were going through. I am here, closer than the pain itself. I want you to understand something that your suffering cannot teach you on its own, something that only my perspective can reveal. What you are living through right now is not the end of your story. It is not even the darkest chapter. It is the moment before the dawn you cannot yet see. You look at your life and you see ruins. I look at your life and I see the foundation of something greater than you have ever imagined. You see the broken pieces. I see the mosaic I am forming from them. You see the wound. I see the scar that will one day become your greatest testimony. You see what was lost. I see what is being prepared for you on the other side of this season. Remember Joseph. He was beloved by his father, full of dreams, full of potential. And then in one day, everything changed. His own brothers threw him into a pit. He was sold as a slave into a foreign land. He served faithfully and was thrown into prison for something he did not do. Year after year in darkness, forgotten, abandoned, or so it seemed. But I had not forgotten him, not for a single day. Every injustice he suffered, every false accusation, every year behind bars, all of it was being woven together into a plan so vast that Joseph himself could not have conceived it. And the day came when he stood before Pharaoh, and everything that had been taken from him was returned, multiplied, transformed, made into something that would save an entire nation. He said to his brothers who had betrayed him, "You intended to harm me, but God intended it for good." That is my nature. I take what the enemy means for destruction and I turn it into destiny. I know it is hard to believe this when you are in the middle of the pit. I know that when the pain is raw and the night is long, talk of purpose and plan feels distant and hollow. I am not asking you to pretend the pain is not real. I am not asking you to smile through your tears and act as though nothing is wrong. I am asking you to trust me even when you cannot trace me. There's a difference between understanding my plan and trusting my heart. You may not understand why this is happening. You may not see the road ahead, but you can know this. My heart toward you is good, always good. Even now, even here, even in this, I do not waste pain. Every tear you have cried has been collected. Every sleepless night has been witnessed. Every moment of grief, of confusion, of desperate prayer whispered into the darkness. I have heard every single one, and none of it is without meaning. Suffering does something in you that comfort never could. It strips away what is temporary so that what is eternal can take root. It breaks open the shallow ground of self-sufficiency so that the deep roots of faith can grow. It silences the noise of a busy life and creates the quiet in which you can finally hear my voice with clarity. I am not the author of your pain, but I am the redeemer of it. There is a version of you on the other side of this suffering that could not have existed without it. A depth of compassion you could not have had without knowing this kind of grief. A strength you could not have carried without being pressed to your limit and discovering that my grace was enough. A testimony you could never have spoken without first living through the darkness you are in right now. The most powerful voices in the world are not those who have never suffered. They are those who have walked through the fire and come out the other side, not unscathed, but undefeated, not unchanged, but transformed. I know you are tired. I know you have prayed, and it feels as though your prayers hit the ceiling and fall back down. I know there are days when faith feels like a language you have forgotten how to speak. I know there are moments when the grief is so heavy that you cannot find a single word to say to me. And so you simply sit in silence, or you cry, or you ask me why over and over again. Bring me all of it: the anger, the confusion, the exhaustion, the doubt, the desperate, aching need for this to be over. I am not fragile. I can hold everything you bring me. And I would rather have your raw, honest, broken cry than a polished prayer that does not come from your heart. Job cried out to me from the depths of unimaginable loss. He questioned, he grieved, he demanded answers, and at the end I did not rebuke him for his honesty. I honored him for it. Because he never stopped talking to me, even when what he had to say was filled with pain and confusion. Keep talking to me. Keep crying out. Keep asking why. Just do not stop coming to me. I want to make you a promise, not that the pain will end tomorrow, because I will not deceive you with easy comfort. But this, I will be with you in it. Every step, every dark night, every moment when you feel you cannot go on. I will be the strength in your weakness, the light in your darkness, the peace that surpasses all understanding, even when your circumstances give you no reason for peace. And I will bring you through, not around it, through it, because the path through is the path of transformation, and I love you too much to let you stay the same. The suffering you are carrying right now is not a sign that I have abandoned you. It is not punishment. It is not proof that your faith is too small or that you have done something wrong. It is the furnace in which gold is refined. It is the pressure under which diamonds are formed. It is the dark soil in which the deepest roots learn to grow. One day, not today perhaps, but one day, you will look back on this season of your life, and you will see it differently. You will see the thread of my hand running through every painful moment. You will see how nothing was wasted. You will see how the very thing that almost broke you became the very thing that made you. And you will say, as Joseph did, as countless others have throughout all of history, I did not understand it then, but God meant it for good. Until that day comes, hold on. Trust the heart of a father who loves you beyond what you can measure. Lean into me when you have nothing left. Let me carry what you can no longer hold. You are not alone in this. You have never been alone in this, and you never will be. And we know that in all things God works for the good of those who love Him, who have been called according to his purpose. Romans 8:28.